day ahead. Well, let's talk about some stocks that companies that came out with their numbers. Dodla Dairy, well, that's a stock on our radar. It's been surging on the back of very strong showing in their quarter three. Their gross margins were up close to 470 basis points. EBITDA as well was up 55%. Mr. Sunil Reddy Dodla, the managing director at the company, joins us on the show. Hi, sir. Good morning, and thanks so much for joining in. Well, these numbers look very, very good, so congratulations. Could you tell us what is the expected quarterly sales volumes as well as the run rate going forward? For the past quarter, I think you did around 17.5 lakh litres per day.
Thank you very much for having me on the show, and good morning. I think looking forward to the quarter, because this is the season for us, the summer starting and the temperatures going up, our sales volumes will start to improve and increase more, and we will maintain a similar kind of a trajectory of terms of the revenue growth that we always have between the 12 to 15%. We will maintain the 12 to 15% growth rates on the sale volumes.
Okay, all right. If you could give us some further clarity then in terms of how much of your revenue is coming in from value-added products. I mean, where do you see that number headed? I think last count, it's moved up to around 25.5%.
Yes, I think every year we are clocking up 1% increase in value-added products. This is because the overall milk pie itself increases. I think going forward, we look at this 25% moving closer to the 28%. Ghee was one product which we had withdrawn from because of what the earlier shortages that we had, which we are concentrating this year on to see that ghee as a product will also come into the sale. And once that comes in, we will see a little more stronger traction in the value-added products increase. So that is what we'll be looking forward for.
All right. What is the market share currently amongst private players, and how has it changed over the last 6 to 12 months?
Private players, predominantly, if you look at, it's also state-to-state variation. For example, Karnataka, the cooperatives will be larger, private sector will be lower. But I think as an overall all-India basis, there's a study which was done by, I think, one of the agencies, which has put it at around 50-50. Private sector is 50, cooperatives are around 50.
No, my question was, what is your own market share right now?
Our own estimates are we are around 7.5% of the market share in the areas where we operate, the sum of the areas where we operate.
Okay, 7.5%. And do you have any target? Are you doing anything to increase your market share in the areas where you operate? If yes, can you elaborate?
Basically, this is after we have started our ad campaign and starting to move forward with a little more of our ad budget. Earlier, we had a very small budget, which we are enhancing and improving. And we're also doing a lot more things in terms of go-to-market strategy, where we are looking at trying to improve our process and systems and get deeper penetration in the areas where we operate. I think with these two initiatives, we'll be focusing more deeper in terms of becoming a stronger brand in the areas where we are weaker.
Okay, got it. So could you tell us, what are the ad spends as a percentage of your sales right now, and how is this likely to develop going forward?
We are at the moment around 0.4% of our sales revenue, but I think we will move it to around a percentage, 1 or 1.2% as we go forward, sir, from where we are at point.
Over what period of time?
Over a year. For the next year, we will target around 1.2% of the sales revenue to be our advertisement.
Is any particular reason for that? I mean, is it sort of defending
the reason is the
competition or, yeah, sorry.
Basically starting to, we want to go on the growth mode where we're starting to acquire land to start a larger facility in Maharashtra. And once all these come in from our present sales of, let's say, operating volume in India for 15 to 16 lakh litres on an average, we are looking at reaching a 20 lakh litre per day target. Against that, we are preparing to see how we can move forward to get into that growth mode in a shorter period of time. And with that in mind is when we are trying to push for the overall brand improvement on one side and the procurement improvement on the back end.
Okay, all right. Could you tell us what is the targeted margins then? Top line growth, we've got 12 to around 15%. What is the targeted margins, given that your ad spends could go up as well, but operating leverage as well will play out? So give us a target out there. And animal feed, I understand that you are at commission another unit. And as of 9 months, you've done close to around 60 crores. How do you see this revenue stream ramping up, say for FY25?
So basically, when we look at the revenue stream for the animal feed that we are looking at, it should be, for example, we were doing around 2,000 tons a month. For the current year, we're going to be targeting it to become 6,000 tons a month, which should at least add another 100 to 125 crores of revenue for the current year. That is for the year 24-25 March is what we are looking at as what from the animal feed side. And coming to the ad spend and the margin that you're looking at, we think we will still maintain higher single digits towards closer double-digit margin. Because as you guys know that we are in the dairy business, which is a slightly associated with the milk prices also, which fluctuate and gives a change. But the current margin we look for this quarter will be what we have declared for last quarter should be the same because we don't see any changes in the prices of procurement and the selling price. For the next 6 months, we are confident that because the system has a lot of powder and butter which has come in because of a good flush, we also think that will maintain at least in the higher single digits to double-digit margins.
Okay, just to clear out the point on animal feed, you said for this year, what does it end with? And for next year, it will do 120 crores of revenues. Is that correct?
Additionally, whatever we are doing from this year, right? So whatever this year, if it's 50, 60 crores, we will add another 100, 120 crores for the next year. So it will be around 175, 180.
Okay. I wanted to also understand about 70% of your business comes from the south, Andhra as well as Karnataka. So do you have any plans to increase your geographical reach? If yes, what would it look like over the next 6 to 12 months?
A geographical reach, basically, we've also, after we did our acquisition into Sri Krishna Dairy, we have entered a bit into Goa. And once a Maharashtra plant starts, we might not cater to the entire Maharashtra, but we will start with the areas surrounding Sholapur to be our marketing as areas to start with, and deepening our presence in the Andhra-Telangana region also, which I think Telangana we are the weakest, which will concentrate to make it a little more stronger for us. And
when will Maharashtra begin, you said? What are you looking at in terms of a timeline?
12 to 18 months to start the plant in Maharashtra.
The plant in Maharashtra will take another 12 to 18 months. Okay. All right. And just one more word on ad spends. I mean, I didn't get that percentage. As we move along in the next 1 to 2 years, what are you looking to keep the ad spends as a percentage of revenues at?
From the 0.4 that we are at, we would like to take it up to 1 to 1.2% of our revenues.
1 to 1.2%. All right. We'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Dodla, and all the best with, the next couple of months in terms of your earnings performance. That's Dodla Dairy up 1.5%. The market